Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
He's taken another one and another, and Howard Foster has stopped it. Wow, that is going to be controversial.
That's a crunching right hand, and that must finish it. It must finish it.
Taylor trying to catch himself, using his jab, eats a right hand, another right hand, and he goes down. Oh my goodness!
The dream is made real. Ricky Hatton rocks the world with a truly stunning win over a modern legend. He is the champion of the world.
Hello, people. How you doing?
Yo. Yes.
Apologies for the track, but anyway, as we do, back again this week. Raps on TV live here from our prestigious studio in London. Have to say, shout out to everyone, the engineers, to the co-hosts, to our special guest this week, Mr. Jeff Ofori.
Mr. Ofori.
Yes, man.
What's going on?
I'm cool, man. It's nice to be here. I haven't been Oxford Circus for a while.
Really?
Yeah, man.
Bringing in the old memories, the old school days.
Definitely.
We were misbehaving on the streets.
When I was young and I used to come night town to get some nice clothes.
Okay.
Big show this week, guys. Just want to say thanks to all the callers for last week's show. Obviously, we had Hamza Shiraz on the line.
Shout out to Big Hams.
Shout out to Big Hams, exactly. And the number to call as usual, +44 150 635 955. I'm going to say that again, +44 150 635 955. So that's whether you're ringing from the UK, the US, our international subscribers. Please make sure you like, share, subscribe as usual on all our social media handles at Raps on TV. And obviously we're going to do the honours and let Jeff's shout out his social media at the end of the show once we've kind of uncovered a bit about yourself, Jeff. So I suppose best way to start off, Mr. Jeff Ofori, MTK Global semi-finalist, big fight ahead on you, February 22nd. 21st, my apologies, 21st. Just talk to me about preparation, how everything's gone so far in camp.
Camp's gone real good. I've taken some time off work to train fully as a professional, so it'll be the first time I'm training as a full-time pro. At the start of the camp, things weren't going too well. I had a few niggles and stuff to adjust to, but now everything's going well. I just did 7 rounds at Peacocks with Dennis Kachiv. He's very good, smart, intelligent fighter. Just came from there, so I'm feeling ready to go now. So I just have to calm my nerves and just stay focused, you know. Yeah, because it's a big opportunity for me, and coming off the small hall shows, entering this arena, just having fights back to back like that. After the loss I had for my Southern Area title, I'm gunning to go, really.
Yeah. No, we feel it, man.
Yeah.
What's your occupation full time?
I work as a contractor on the Underground.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I don't work for the Underground. I work for a contracting agency.
No, okay. Yeah, I understand. That's cool, man. It's good to hear.
I used to do nights, then because of the boxing, I turned to days now. So I've been there about 8 years.
Okay, wow.
Solid.
No, sick,
They support me a lot as well. Shout out to all my Rickmansworth a lot, Stratford.
Big up to them.
Yeah.
Hopefully a few of them will be calling in later to give them their feedback.
Right.
But
they're loud.
Got to have a little bit of a balance outside of the boxing.
Of course, definitely. You said, I just want to pick up on what you said earlier. You touched on how, things didn't go too well in training earlier, or you were having some kind of hiccups. What kind of hiccups were you having?
Just little niggles, little just here and there. Because obviously, I think I'm not training any different, but I wouldn't say a lot more, but it's a big opportunity. So I think mentally, I'm overdoing stuff. So I'm like trying to do extra work when we've got a regime to stick to, but I'm doing stuff outside the regime. So when I come into the program, I'm overtired and I'm exerting myself. So certain little things I have to adjust. That, you know what, it's there. Stick to the program. That's always worked. Relax. That's the main thing I've learned in this camp, is to rest.
No, okay.
That's the major thing I learned. Rest is a part of training.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
I suppose when you get to this kind of stage where you've kind of superseded the small horse scene, and you've had that big fight with Jamani Camara in the Tottenham Green Pools. Yeah. You've accomplished that Southern Area title. Now you're at the MTK Global stage. How do you equip yourself with the sparring partners, with the level of intensity and ferocity in the gym? Like, how does that push you on then?
Yeah, like I said, things changed obviously as you're climbing up the ranks. With the sparring partners, you get a lot more people keen to spar, but then now, like you said, you got to look at who you're fighting. There's different aspects that go around the game. It's not like before where you just call everyone to spar, you know. So you got to look at heights, you got to look at weights, you got to look at what they're good at. So just more technical stuff, which I let my coach deal with that, Bevis Allen. So he kind of gets the right sparring partners for me. I've been sparring Liam Taz a lot. He fought, man, he's that guy. Like, hats off to him. He was my only sparring partner I had before my last 2 fights. I sparred him one time and he was getting ready for his English title.
Yusuf Kamara.
And man, he came at me so hard. That sparring I did with him, just that one sparring I did for them 2 fights is what got me through. So hats off to Liam, man. I have to shout him out big time.
And what's in the plans now? Obviously, the fight. I mean, we're nearly 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out from the fight. What do you do now to kind of unwind, keep the training? I suppose it's your last kind of hurdle now, isn't it? Last phase of camp where you're pushing yourself to the limit. But when you get to that fight week, unwind, prepare for fight night. What do you do? What's your, I suppose, superstition when you get to a few days out from the fight?
The closer the fight gets, the better it is for me. Is these times now, you know, the 2 weeks, and because I'm always thinking, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I go on a long run? Should I? But as I get closer to that last week, I'm cool. When I get in that last week, I'm just chilling more, eating. I'll be in bed early and just watch movies, really. Just catch up on all the movies I haven't watched or read a book. Or I'm all right in the last 3 days, 4 days. It's these times that it's more, because I got so much energy.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I don't want to overexert myself and injure myself. You know what I'm saying? So I have to find that time to reel in. Like, even when I'm sparring, there's certain times where I'm going the levels, but I think I'm getting better because I can see things before they happen.
Yeah. Is that kind of like, as a fighter, you want things to be as simplistic as possible in camp. You don't want to have to overexert, like you said, overexert yourself. Yeah. But before, I suppose, the fight with, the opportunity with the MTK Global Contract. I mean, how do you kind of map out your training camps? What different elements do you bring into camp that are different, say, from the last camp, or camps where you've kind of had to take fights against journeymen to build your career? You know, like, not of this kind of level, this caliber.
The difference, obviously, I'm not working, so that's a big difference. So I'm not doing 8 hours at work and then going training so I'm just normally tired. So once I came off work, I think it took a week for me to adjust because I found out that I didn't have a lot. Where I thought I would have so much energy, I didn't have a lot of energy. It was weird, even though I wasn't working. Yeah. It was just weird. But I went to the chiropractor and they were telling me it takes time for your body to adjust to what you normally do. Because on my day job, I do a lot of walking.
Yeah.
My body's used to
underground.
My body's used to a certain conditioning. So it's just transitioning from working to training to full-time training. And this giving my body time to get used to that program instead of just jumping in it's like jumping into a moving car. You got to time it. Yeah. If you don't time it, it's...
You don't know where it could go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. You just wanted to touch on some other stuff as well. So talk me through your story. What's your journey? Of course, we get to the Golden Shot. Well, who was Jeff Ofori, the contractor, before he became the part-time, full-time boxer?
I'll just say I grew up in North London. Yeah. Tottenham, South Tottenham. I'd say I'm just a normal guy from that area. I did what everybody else did. I was a fun guy. I got into a bit of naughty things, but nothing crazy. You know?
Yeah, of course.
And I just one of them kids that I was okay at school because I'm a fast learner. Yeah. But I never took to it. So it's like, I'm one of them kids, I'm like a dreamer. I spent a lot of time not planning what I'm going to do in life. I got to this stage where when I hit 18, I said, you know, I got to do something. So I thought the best thing to do, what everybody does, is work. Yeah. I started working, and as I'm working, I just realised I'm fit. So I went into football, like how I used to play. Then I thought, one of my next door neighbours was boxing. He said, why don't you try boxing? Tried boxing, and it just, from amateurs, just ended up having so many fights. I've started at Island Boxing Club. Shout out to Island Boxing Club. Okay. Stayed there 3 years. I was a captain there 2 years. I've been international. I just kept going. And after I stopped, I had a few problems, family problems. And I thought, I'm going to pack it in, concentrate on work and, family, settle down. I'm getting older. I'm not the youngest fighter. And then I just thought, let me just give it one. That my workmates were the one that sat me down and said to me, obviously, work is going to be here for a long time. Whereas your career and your youth, you ain't going to have that for a long time. So if I was you, instead of just wrapping it up, why don't you give it a push? And my manager, he works. He's got links. My workmate's got links to my manager, and they hooked me up with him. So it was just like it was meant to happen.
Yeah.
So work was
Yeah,
quite influential.
it was crazy
into
how
where
it
you are
happened,
now.
yeah.
Exactly. So that's what the point I wanted to go into, because I knew your story briefly anyway from
that-
off
and
air.
it was
But
crazy. It's like, because I got into trouble at work, and they moved me to another place where this will happen through that. So it's like things happen for a reason.
yeah,
So when they introduced me, I said, "Whoa, let me try this." And then when I went to pro, I went with my coach Bevis Allen, who was my amateur coach.
yeah.
I had to, like, when I asked him, I thought, "Oh, I don't know if he wants to train me because he might not think I'm serious." He said, "Yeah, he's willing to train me." He said, "But I got to put 100% in, and working and training." All the fighters that work and train, I'm telling you, like, you guys don't understand.
No, of course the hustle's different.
Yeah,
I can tell.
it's really difficult. Like, it's really,
I can tell in your face. You said it, the reaction. You know.
it's really difficult.
The reason why I wanted to touch up on that is because, you know, we come here all the time. We have a number of guests who shout out to our guests as well that come on, and their stories always, I've had an amateur pedigree, or you know, it's nice to hear and refreshing to hear, especially for the younger people listening in, that, you know, it's not the end of the world if you don't get an amateur pedigree, if you don't have, you know, the Olympics, or if you don't have big financial backing to start off with or anything. There's ways that, like, your work and how you've been working and kind of forming in society has actually given you almost a way out to kind of do things. So that was just kind of a point that I wanted to touch on, because Hamza last week, you know, he came from a very poor amateur background, and look where he's doing, selling 350 tickets. So, you know, hopefully everything goes well with you, and I'm pretty sure it will do, and we'll see you in the final in Golden Contract.
Come on, like, back here, you called it. You know, back
exactly.
into,
Proper rooting for you. But even let's take it back to that date in October. I think it was 2018.
Yeah.
Jamani Camaro.
Yeah.
Like you touched on there, I could see the ambition and the aggression you showed in that fight. You know, bit down on the gum shield.
Yeah.
Didn't give a fuck who was in front of you that night. You were gonna go get that win.
Yeah.
Jamani, obviously, I mean, being brutally honest, it was a landslide in your favour. You know, I was actually sitting with his brother. So his brother was behind me, and I was like, and I was shouting instructions down. I was like, "Come on, Jeff, come on, force the pace." And you were forcing the pace. You were pushing out your jab. You were establishing your dominance, because it's in your hometown. You want to show people that you're not here to just fucking lie down. You're gonna come forward and do what you got to do. But I just felt that Jamani couldn't really, even though he's the taller, longer, rangier fighter, he can't really get inside you, and you were kind of neutralising that.
Yeah.
What was going through your head there the first few rounds, trying to combat someone that was a taller, naturally bigger fighter?
To be honest, because that was my first 10-rounder and my first fight for a title, I'm not going to lie, that week of the fight, I said I'm normally calm and relaxed before the days of the fight. 2 days before that fight, I don't think I got any sleep.
Oh, wow.
Literally, I don't know what it was, but I was so ready for the fight that them 2 days I was trying to get sleep. Like, I was renting a hotel, I was out, I was just trying to get sleep, but everything was going through my mind, and it was just, there's so much, the doubts, everyone was taller and this, I had so many stuff going in my brain that on that day I was so relaxed that it was unbelievable how everything just flowed. All of them 2 nights, 2 sleepless nights, when I got into the ring, I was so relaxed. Like, as soon as the music came on, I was like, whoa, like, is this it? And then from the first, I think I started too fast. It worked in my favour because I had the stamina to last. But the first rounds were really fast, and which I think that's what was missing from my defence of the southern area, which, when I look back on it, that's what was missing. That hunger and that, because that's my fight. That's how I fight. So I think I tried to be a bit too cute and a bit too clever in the defence, whereas the first fight was just ambition, heart, and just going in for the kill. Yeah.
Do you feel like you have to demonstrate a mixture of skills to really get around your game and know exactly about your character and the way that you were pushed? Like, I believe that was your first 10 rounder, right? Yeah. So having to meet that championship distance, know exactly how you're going to pace yourself through the fight. Do you feel like that was what you needed to show that authority and that I suppose that aggression to get the rounds one by one?
They kept saying they don't think I'll be able to go late because of the way I was fighting. So all I had in my head is I'm just gonna keep going, and no matter what, you're gonna stop before me. But fair plays to Jamani, because the guy, like, both of us made that a good fight. Because he was throwing shots back, letting me know that no matter what, we're going, you know?
No, of course. It looked from the highlights as well, because I wasn't there, but you guys were really like,
Man.
I want this, and
Yeah.
that's what makes good fights these days. And we've always been complaining that fights we're seeing are too kind of rehearsed and too kind of put together. That was probably quite a unpredictable fight because you had two guys who both had the same thing at stake, both wanted to kind of prove themselves, both wanted to get the things on the line because they each had their members of the family there. So, big up to yourself for that and bring it through, and it just shows you've got heart. But yeah, just kind of talk me through more about what do you think of the game? Talk me through the game.
The boxing game.
Yeah, man.
Or that fight.
Yeah, both.
That fight was obviously he was taller, so we had to work. Even going to the MTK, I've been short all my life, so the height is not really a problem.
Yeah.
So
It's got a variety, innit?
yeah. So
Yeah.
that part of it, I wasn't really worried about that. But it was just his jab. All I had to do was get under his jab, and I managed to get under his jab. And once I was under his jab, then I had to work. When I got to about, I think the 6th, 7th, I could feel he was getting a second win and he was coming back. Because that's what made it good, because he started coming back, I think, later on.
Yeah.
But then I caught my second win and then it just, I'm surprised nobody went down or nobody. It was a solid 10 rounds of
pure chess match.
Yeah, man. Pure, it was action just going. And like after that fight, I knew I'd been in the 10 rounder.
No, I hear that.
I knew I was in the 10 round after that fight.
It's been a quick turnaround for you, hasn't it? The last few months.
Yeah.
Obviously, the fight you had with Jake Carroll in Liverpool.
yeah.
That was obviously televised on MTK, IFL TV and MTK Global, but such a good win. I mean, like just to know that you can go into someone else's backyard and be so dominant. How do you feel like that was the best performance you've had in your career over the
so
Southern
far?
area?
Yeah. Do you know? Because after I lost my Southern area, that was 6 weeks after I lost my Southern area, and they gave us that call within like 2 weeks. And I was like, yeah, I was so down. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I lost my Southern area title, I was down. Like, not down to the point where I wanted to quit boxing, but I was down as in
Everything you've worked for.
yeah, like it was. Yeah, I was down. Like when you watch them sad movies, like
Yeah.
that's the best.
We're getting animated.
Yeah, I don't know. I just had this airy feeling, even though everyone around me was still pushing me up. But me personally, I felt down. So when they gave me that call and they said, "Oh, it's in Liverpool," I didn't think about it. I just said, "Boom, let's go." Everyone was telling me, it's in Liverpool," but I said, "Let's go." And then coming out into that arena, same thing. I said to myself, "We're here, and we ain't going down without a fight.
Yeah.
We ain't going down without a fight." And the thing about Jed was, Jed had a good jab. When I watched that fight, that was a great performance by me because his jab was good, but I managed to take it away from him. And once I took that jab, that's when,
I mean, sublime performance. I'd have to say,
Yeah,
because like
definitely.
you're not gonna get many fighters that are gonna be willing. Even like obviously what happened with the Alfie Price fight, I commemorate you for turning that around 6 weeks later and wanting to. Well, was it 4 weeks later?
Yeah,
6 weeks later, going out and then especially going to someone else's backyard to want to really
That's ballsy, man.
to want to get that title back and want to get not even the title but get that position back. And now look what's happened. It's all worked out for the best. And I suppose now we kind of got to touch on the big fight. OD. Ohara Davies,
Two tanks.
What are you looking forward to most about sharing a ring with?
I don't know if I'm fighting him.
Oh, you don't know yet. Oh no, because it's the draw. Sorry, my apologies. Sorry.
Yeah, but it for me.
But it's an exclusive first.
It isn't. Who knows? But obviously, the other fighters in the tournament, they got OD.
We want to see OD Jeff Ofori listening. MTK, listen. We want to see that.
Tyro McKenna, Mamoon.
Yeah, everyone. I don't know why everyone wants to see that. Cause
North versus East London, man.
Boy. Like I said before, obviously I come in the competition late. I'm coming from a different way. I know whoever gets that ball first is going to be picking me. So whoever, I'm not looking past anyone, and whoever it is, I'm ready for each of their styles. We've got 2 southpaws, 1 orthodox, 1 power puncher, and that's the thing is I don't think the records tell the truth because Mamoon's not supposed to be a power puncher, but he stopped Surtees, who is a power puncher. So I'm not going to look and say, he can't punch, or, no, I'm saying, because they say Jed couldn't punch, and I'm telling you, I was in there with him, man.
Yeah.
When I came out, I'll tell you, my jaw said he could punch, you know?
Do you think these guys are overlooking you, though, with the three, McKenna, Davis, Mamoon?
I don't think, the amount of fights they've had, I don't think they would overlook an opponent. I don't think they would, so that I'm not there's no like corners I'm trying to cut at all. So I'm believing they're at their best and I'm coming in at my best.
No, I get that. But what do you think of the scene of the boxing right now? You think, you know, it's golden era, man. It's the golden era of boxing. We've got the boxing days back.
It's beautiful.
Talk me through, if you had to compare yourself, I said this to Hamza last week, what kind of fighter would you compare yourself to inside and outside of the ring?
Oh, inside the ring, I don't know if I can compare myself.
Or you admire?
Yeah, I admire. One person I admire, I don't know, like, this the Hawk, Aaron Pryor.
Yeah.
Aaron Pryor and Roberto Duran.
Okay.
Them two type of fighters. Like, when I watch them fight, I'm not going to lie. When I watch Aaron Pryor, I know they said the stuff with the bottle, but when I watch that fight, it's amazing to see somebody just constantly punching and constantly going for it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get
Just
you.
ridiculous sort of animal. And Roberto Duran, especially when he was at lightweight.
Yeah.
He was just demolishing guys.
Yeah.
That's boxing for me. You know?
Okay.
I like Sugar Ray Leonard, but that's not really my style.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? I try
get
to,
you. You appreciate it, but that's you can't envision yourself fighting.
Yeah, I
try
try to, but whenever I try to emulate those type of fighters, the Muhammad Ali's and those types, it just doesn't work for me.
Yeah, no,
so
I
the
get
Joe
you.
Frazers, the Roberto Duran, the Aaron Pryor, that's like, that guy's like the guy.
No, I get that.
Fighter, man.
Talk me out the ring then.
Out the ring. I'm calm outside the ring, you know. Outside the ring, I'm just who's it? Who's the guy? Is it not? There's an English boxer. Is it McLean? Is it Lenny?
Oh, is it? Yeah, Lenny McLean.
Yeah.
McLean?
Is it McLean? Was he a middleweight? And he comes from up. Where did he come from? Because my friend Adam gave me the book to read. They call him the English gentleman. Like, he was really cool guy outside the ring, but in the ring he was savage. I think his name's Len. I think he's coming from. He was originally from not Bristol.
To Google it, mate.
Yeah, let's Google.
Let's Google it. For the fans. And guys, just to remind you, the lines will be open in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Obviously, we're running a bit over.
It's not Benny Leonard. It's Lenny.
Lenny.
He used to fight over here like a lot. English fella. Lenny.
Let's see.
Type in Lenny.
Lenny McLean.
Is it McLean?
English boxer, yeah.
Where's he from?
That's it. Lenny McLean from
Yes.
Hoxton.
Hoxton.
Was he from Hoxton?
Bexley.
Born in Hoxton.
No, it's not Leonard. It was English.
He's
Nah, that's not him. That's not him. Is it not Benny Leonard?
I think so. He's a bodyguard and a bouncer.
Nah, that's not him. It was Lenny. Something Lenny. I think he was from Portsmouth, or he was from
Portsmouth.
It's old. I read the books, you know them boxing historian books. Yeah, I read those books.
Do you know what? You should send us the book when you get it. When you go.
No, Lenny McLean fights in
Nah,
the
it's
governor.
not
No,
him.
not him. All right, no worries. We'll definitely.
So Lenny's the guy you look at outside
the ring.
the ring.
Like, he was just a normal guy outside the ring. He had his family. He was a cool guy outside the ring. He helped his people out. He wasn't really mouthy. He wasn't that. But in the ring, he did his job, you know.
And outside the ring, how important are your supporters, the guys that have followed you?
Everything.
We've got to talk about the
support.
The Tottenham presence, the presence from North London, West, East, South.
The support is everything, like, to be honest. Because obviously I haven't got no big sponsors with me or no big brands with me, so...
Join the club.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Make sure these guys, Whyte, Nike, JD, we passed a few stores there. We need to go in there, I think, afterwards. Get a few
so
deals sorted.
you get all that sponsorship, and just from... It's like, they don't realise just the phone calls, the little WhatsApp messages before the fights. Like, sometimes, you know, when there's nerves in it, I'm not gonna lie, like, there's a little nerves, but you kind of get rid of them. So when you get them little texts like, you got this, good luck, just little things.
Yeah.
And just the tiniest things. And certain people, you don't even know them that well, but when it comes to boxing, they're like, yo, make sure you do this, you do that. Even when I get to work and I'm talking to some of the guys at work and they're telling me about box, I'm thinking, when have you boxed? But stuff they say to you, it's like, your coach was saying the same thing, and it's that's when you know that these people actually care for you. So that some people, like, they're not coming to my fight. Obviously, they want to see me win, but they also want to make sure I come out the ring the ring
one piece.
in one
Safe,
piece,
healthy,
and
mature
that part is the part that touches me because I'm thinking, wow, like these people actually care about me.
No, of course the fans. The fans are why we're running, we're functioning. You know, people passionate boxers fans. You'd be surprised. You probably hear. Shout out to Uncle Benga, who probably going to call in. That really know their boxing and really care about their fighters and understand. And I think that goes quite unnoticed with the glitz and glamour of the sport. Is the fans at the end of the day making things big.
Shout out Adam. He makes my gum shield. He sends me a lot of books. Even there's a guy called Andrew Fairley from Portsmouth.
Yeah.
He sent me the book today about the boxers from Portsmouth. He runs Ringside Rest and Care Home. I did a skydive for him, so shout out Ringside Rest and Care Home. Those guys, like, they're giving me my boxing knowledge. You know, I just know the fighters of nowadays, YouTube and that, but they send me books where I'm reading all the fighters. I'm learning all the fighters, like the fighters that, because, you know, there's so many ways to do the boxing thing. There's some fighters who drank, who did whatever, and they still did well.
Look at Nigel Penn.
Exactly. And there's some fighters who played by the book, and they still got. So it's letting me know you have to be who you are, and there's so many ways to do this thing, and it's all up to you of who you want to be and how you want to portray yourself. So big shout out to those guys because they're like almost like my father figures. They give me the knowledge that I don't have.
Yeah.
Can we expect an Ofori omnibus with maybe a TV program, documentary, book anytime soon? Can we see
Right now, you know, see the boxing, it takes so much from me that during my boxing career, I don't think I can do anything apart from boxing.
Yeah, no, I respect that because a lot of fighters are like a lot of the guys are just really, really focused on just their craft and what they're doing. Like we see with Anthony Yard, just totally about the boxing and he lets Tunde or whatever Tunde do with the other side of things. You know, you see that quite commonly with other fighters now. Like even AJ, talk about the big man. You know, in Ruiz, AJ too. You see, he stripped back a lot of press, a lot of things, just camped himself out into the Finchley gym and really knuckled down and didn't want to kind of change up his camp and really flew out to Saudi pretty late. But yeah, so fighters should always focus on fighting whilst they're fighting and whilst they're in the prime of their career, and you let the number 2s and the number 3s of your careers, like I said last week, do everything else. But I want to get your intake on the whole UK scene, the whole boxers. You America guys, are you a PBC man? Are you a Frank Warren guy? Are you a Matchroom?
You know, for me, I like, you see the way I fight, I like, if a fight's good, I'm not really like a fan person. Like, I love this guy. It's all about the fights. Because I remember my coach from amateur always said to me, "You're only as good as your last fight." Yeah.
True.
So
100%.
every fight, sometimes I see a boxer, I think, "Oh, this guy's not good." I watch a fight, and I'm like, "Whoa!"
Yeah.
Like I didn't know he had that in his arsenal. You know what I'm saying?
When was the last time you watched a live fight?
A live fight.
Yeah.
I think the last fight I went to was Lomachenko against
Campbell.
Oh yeah, you went for that.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good vibe. It's a vibe.
And did you see? I saw the what's his name? The guy from Ireland. You know, the lightweights. He knocked him out. He fought. He lost to Tevin Farmer.
John O'Carroll.
Yeah.
No, it's
No,
not
O'Carroll.
John O'Carroll, yeah.
It's not John O'Carroll.
Oh, Geraghty. No, Tennyson.
Tennyson.
Sorry, James Tennyson. Sorry.
That was a cold knockout, man. Man, that's my weight. Yeah, but watching stuff like that, it don't. I feel like, this is.
Gives you that urge.
Yeah, man.
But anyway, Sam, Jeff, we're going to move on to the other topics this week. And actually touching on your division, Tevin Farmer defeat Jojo Diaz. What was your
take on it? I watched I didn't watch it live, but when I saw it, I watched it on YouTube, and Jojo came and done his job. I would have did the same thing. He came and stayed in his face. You know, Tevin's more of a crafty outboxer. He can fight on the inside, but Jojo, I thought he won, to be fair. Jojo stayed in his face. He threw the more, he outworked him. I thought he won.
Do you think the weight killed Farmer?
I think so, because me making super featherweight is very difficult, and Farmer's been there for a long time. So I think I saw one of his documentaries where, cause I like Tevin Farmer. I think he's a good guy. Yeah. He said he feels like a 135er, so I feel maybe it may be the way. But I don't want to take it away from Jojo, because Jojo he fought his heart out.
Yeah. Do you think, like, when you're moving up even those small increments between weight, do you feel like you need to be a little bit more diligent with your preparation, your food, your nutrition? Say that gap between 130 and 135. Do you think now Farmer, looking at the defeat from the weekend, if he does then decide to move up in weight, do you think he's going to have to be a little bit more kind of expert with his preparation to get that 135 and feel strong and feel comfortable at that weight? Because obviously moving up from super feather, I mean, regardless if you're the biggest guy in the world, you feel like a Luke Campbell kind of size person. Yeah. Do you feel like it's going to have to be a bit more focused on that side of things, nutrition, etc.?
Moving up, I don't think so because I think it's only like 2 kg difference.
Yeah.
So I think him getting to that weight will be nothing. Because you know them guys, they really come down.
Yeah.
So to get to that weight, I don't think it'll be a problem for him. But it's just, will he be as effective at that weight? We don't know.
Yeah.
I think he would, but we'll see.
And what would be the ideal path for you now? Say, obviously, God willing, you get through the Golden Contract semi-final. Obviously, then I think there'll be a quick turnaround, hopefully, with an announcement for the final this year.
Yeah.
Who would you then like to fight? Obviously, I mean, coming through that against Mamoon, who's obviously a former European title holder and obviously world title challenger, McKenna, Ohara Davies, you're sitting at a high bracket there.
Yeah, so I have to show my levels and show where I'm at because, like they said, I'm the underdog. So fighting any of them for me, it's to show my levels and where I'm at because when I do what I do, they're never gonna be like, oh, who's this guy? You know what I'm trying to say? And I just have to keep that up. That's just what I have to do. Just keep doing what I do and not let the names or obviously they've built themselves up. Well done, but it's the fight game and I'm not here to roll over for anybody.
That's good.
Speaking of rolling over for anybody, who's been rolling over for Whyte? Ruiz has been rolling around, ducking, diving, Dillian Whyte.
I saw something like that.
I'm hearing Ruiz is kind of just, allegedly from different media reports, is just basically saying that Ruiz is trying to price himself out the fight, asking for astronomical money in order not to fight Whyte. I mean, what's your thoughts on that?
I thought that would be a good fight for Ruiz.
To be honest, I've heard mixed reviews. I think that Ruiz, I've heard that that's one that Ruiz should be grabbing with by the scruff of the neck and with both hands to kind of get himself back in the game.
That would be a good fight for him.
Yeah. What do you think of Whyte? You don't think Whyte stands a chance?
No, I'm not saying that as in Whyte don't stand a chance. I'm saying it'll be a good fight for Ruiz because Dillian Whyte is like a fighter. Yeah. He's a guy who's gonna come to you and fight you, and just by his mentality, I don't think he will stay. Not how AJ outboxed Ruiz. Yeah. AJ stuck discipline. I'm not saying not discipline, but Dillian Whyte's that type of guy where he will come and show you that in a fight.
Yeah, of course.
And I think Ruiz's type of fighting suits that type of style. So if it is true, I wouldn't see why he would be taking that.
No, I get that.
I suppose with like Whyte as well, it's like he's had so much frustration there not getting that world title shot. He's going to be even more pissed off. Like going into
of course. Hopefully, he doesn't get no mistakes, and then that could go from Ruiz could go from one of his biggest fights to then kind of settle in to try and do a catch fight with Daniel Dubois. But which brings me to what I wanted to bring on Dubois Joyce. What the hell's taking so long for that to be announced? I think it's money. What do you think?
I think it will be. I think they will do it.
You think so?
I think they will.
What, done? You think it's done?
I don't know if it's done, but I think they will do it because Dubois is coming up. Joyce is also coming up. Joyce is a bit older. So I think they're both from England, so they're going to need to see who's the top dog contender.
Who you got?
If I was to put my money down, I would take Dubois.
Yeah, that's
really
that's
Dynamite Dubois. Jesus, Triple D.
Yeah. It's a tough one though. To be fair, like I mean, I think it's one of those fights where as you go along and as you get closer, because we haven't seen these guys face to face yet. We haven't seen their mental. I mean, let's be honest, they're not going to be the most exciting in terms of talkers, you know, at press conferences, etc. But you know, I don't think they're two blueprint fighters that have shown that they don't need to talk to them, produce the goods on nights. They just get those show real knockouts.
I get that, but I think for Joyce, it's risky for Joyce because he how can he go from fighting Stavern, which is kind of wild as scraps, to now.
But Joyce wants it. I saw Joyce calling.
I think that's a bad move, Sam Jones. I don't understand. I understand it, but I don't at the same time because I just see it as go on.
My opinion is a bit biased because when Dubois was amateur, I trained with him at Islington Boxing Club. He was over there for a while when he was about 17, and I seen the guy train from young. Yeah, and just I've seen him spar, I've seen him train. He's just so focused.
What,
you
Dubois?
know? Yeah. I haven't seen Joyce in person in the flesh train, but I've seen Dubois train.
Should have been a gold medalist though. Let's put that out there.
That guy is so focused, and it's for me, the focus he has in his eyes. It's gonna
it's in the blood, isn't it? He's got a younger sister, Caroline.
Yeah, she was there as well. Yeah, he's so focused, like the eyes,
Yeah, the eyes don't lie, man.
I hear that.
So when you're standing in front of the three remaining semi-finalists, I presume Repton are going to hold the obviously the draw for the MTK Golden Contract. You're looking in the eyes. Who ideally would you like to be chosen by, or who would you like to fight on the 21st?
Do you know, that's a good question. I've been asked that question a few times. You know, for me, we got 2 Southpaws and 1 Orthodox. So I would rather rather get a Southpaw out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Just to
yeah,
make the
no, I agree.
numbers.
I think McKenna and you will click.
I would rather get a Southpaw out the way. But like I said, I'm not gonna go into who I want and who would be best for me because then it's throwing my mind off.
Off the prize.
Yeah,
basically.
so like for me, I know they're all taller than me, so I just say whoever's taller, innit?
That is fair.
You know what I'm saying? So
100%.
No, I get
that's the
that.
game.
But anyway, guys, I think it's time to go out to the live. Thanks for waiting ever so patiently. And we're going to go out to the first caller. I think a new caller we got today, so it's going to go open the lines. And as I said, free to say whatever you like. Obviously, we've got Jeff Ofori in the building for those that are joining us live now. Any questions, comments, you want to dive into Jeff's career, ask him anything about his upcoming fight on the 21st of February, please go for it. So first caller. Hello.
Hello.
How you doing, mate? You okay?
Yes, it's Uncle.
Oh, Uncle.
Mr.
What
Benga.
pleasure. How are you doing?
Hi guys.
Hi.
How you doing? Hi Jeff. How you doing?
I'm alright, my friend.
Good, good. Guys, the main topic I want to speak to you guys about is this Joe Joyce, the Triple D, Dangerous Daniel Dubois fight that's been mooted.
So go for it, man.
I may say something which is unpopular, but I actually think that them having the fight now is is premature.
I hear you, man.
Because I would rather they fight later for a lot more money at world title level. I think at the moment, correct me if I'm wrong, but what titles will be on the line? I think, would it be the Commonwealth
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
and
the
British?
Yeah.
Commonwealth and British.
Would the European be on the table as well?
I think Caballero's vacated it, so I presume it could be up for bid, but I think they'd have to bid for it, wouldn't they? I don't know. Do you have to relinquish the British and Commonwealth before you step up for European? I know Coley's obviously, he's got all 3, hasn't he? So
I don't think you have to, because I remember Lennox had all 3 titles
yeah,
at one stage before going up. I just think that these 2 guys, put it this way, certainly in terms of Daniel Dubois, I think it's premature for him. I know with Joyce's age, at 34, they need to move in quickly. I just don't think it's worth it. And in my opinion, Dubois has been doing great, but I think Joyce has definitely fought the higher level of competition. He's a big, strong, athletic man. I think he's a big physical brute. He's not. He's also quite athletic, though his hands are not the quickest. But I just think it might be a bit too much for Dubois, who I'm mightily impressed by at this stage. But Dubois is only, what, 21, 22?
Yeah.
still a young
He's
pup.
got time. He's got time to grow.
Yeah, I mean, it just does. I don't know why Frank Warren, who I have a lot of respect for, is pushing for this. I mean, how many fights has he had? 12, 13? I understood the Nathan Gorman fight, but I think what I would rather see is Daniel Dubois stepping up the competition, taking on guys like Brian Jennings, learning his craft. Because if he beats Joe Joyce, I think he gets rushed into a world title
No, that is
fight
true.
before he's ready.
That is true, because we've got to look at the fight back in the. We've got to look at fights where we had 2 young prospects come together, and it hasn't always been the greatest of fights. So we've got to look at Isaac Chamberlain, Lawrence Okoli. Everyone anticipated that fight to be so good, and I was there ringside, and that was quite a poor display. And I don't want that to happen, because that's bad morale on both types of fighters. You know?
Yeah, but I just can't see that happening in this.
No, you can't. Okay.
I mean, how long would you guys like to see the Joyce and Dubois? Like, Uncle, how long are you suggesting before these guys can really mix it with each other?
You see, I think my understanding, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that Joe Joyce is mandatory for the is it for the WBA regular world title?
Yeah.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. He was meant to fight Marco,
Yeah.
Marco Huck. Yeah.
Yeah, which means he's more or less ready for world title shot.
Yeah.
And he's an Olympic silver medalist. You know, he's 34. You know, he's even the caliber of guys he fought as an amateur, and even some of the guys he's fought as a pro. He's been in with Steven and people like that. I think if it happened next year, preferably for a world title or an interim world title, it makes sense to me. Maybe by that stage you could sell out Wembley, but now I'm not sure it makes sense. And basically, you might rob two guys or one guy when I think both guys could probably fight for a world title. Remember Gary Mason and Lennox Lewis?
Yeah.
Mason never fought for the world title, did he?
No. It's a waiting game. I suppose it's one of these fights where we've got to let it marinate, and we've got to see really in terms of the business side, who's really willing to put it on the table and get this fight under the line. I can expect both guys. You know, me personally, I think the heavyweight division is very saturated at the moment, where you've got the world titles.
If you ask me who I think would win at this stage, I think at this stage, Jojo will win. And that's not because I do not like Triple D. I like Dangerous Daniel Dubois a lot. I think he will become world champion one day. But why rush him? I mean, you know, I could imagine. You know who Dubois reminds me of?
Hey.
I like his personality. I like the fact that he's so focused, like you guys mentioned. I like the fact that he's not trying to be friends with anybody.
Yeah.
You know, like a Tim Bradley, Terence Crawford type thing. We're all bros and all of that. He doesn't. No, I just like his focus and his persona. You know, he reminds me of Joe Louis, the great Joe Louis in some regards. But anyway, we'll see what happens. Oh, I wanted to let everybody listening and you guys to just saw something on YouTube on BT Sports.
Yeah.
They had David Hay and
the breakdown for the fight. Yeah.
For which I thought was quite interesting for the Fury Wilder fight. I know we'll probably do a lot about that next week, but I just wanted to let people know that it's worth watching. It's about an hour.
Yeah.
And then finally, in terms of Tevin Farmer, I was a bit sad that he lost, because I really wanted my man, Gervonta Davis, to be the one who ended Tevin Farmer. But then again, maybe I'm being biased. Oh, I'm sorry, before I forget.
Yeah, carry on, mate.
You guys mentioned. Sam knows this. I'm of the school of thought that I do not think it is good business for Dillian Whyte, you know,
for Andy Ruiz,
who we've all invested in, and we like, who deserves a world title shot. I do not like the idea of him fighting Andy Ruiz Jr. I think styles make fights. I did not like. I mean, everybody spoke about what Andy Ruiz weighed for the Joshua rematch.
Yeah.
But then Dillian Whyte, I don't like what he weighed against Marius Wack as well. But I think I do not like when the styles of both fighters will become a mano a mano.
Yeah, it will.
That would be Ruiz's game, and I don't think. I don't know why Eddie Hearn's pushing one star. Surely the job now is to keep Dillian active and get him his world title shot. You know, I think, you know,
definitely.
I think that's too difficult fight.
No, I agree with that. I agree. I said like Ruiz is comfort. If anything, Dillian shouldn't be taking it. He should just By his time, but he wants to show the fans that he can. Don't forget, he also needs to redeem himself from a PR standpoint because of the controversy with his previous opponent due to the drug or the adverse.
Don't you think that's better done by performing violently in the world title fight against a Wilder Fury?
But when's he going to get that? The next 1,000 days?
Yeah. But my understanding is that by February 2021, he's now the WBC mandatory has been reinstated. Yeah. So surely isn't the thing to do to keep him busy until he gets his title shot? But you don't. I mean, I may be missing something, but why do you go and give a guy someone who might be the wrong style for him?
Yeah.
No, that's true. That's true.
You know, Dillian is the kind of guy. Dillian will have it with anybody, and we all respect him for that.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
His management don't need to give him that kind of fight. I mean, we need to remember, and I'm talking maybe, I know Dillian might be listening to this, and more importantly,
True.
His brother, his big brother did. But look, some of us, we want what's best for them.
Yeah.
I would rather him fight Andrew Ruiz with a world title on the line, not as another eliminator.
Yeah.
No, because it's going to be an easy fight.
Yeah. No, I hear
How
that.
many more kind of fights like this does Dillian have to? He's been through Chisora twice, which is not easy. Mm. He's had to fight what's the name of the Colombian chap?
Yeah.
You remember that guy? He was a tough guy. He put
Oscar
Rivas. Rivas. Yes. But Uncle, listen, we got a lot of incoming calls. So
yeah, we got to move on to the next call, Uncle.
Appreciate
all the comments and the call as usual, and appreciate all the support over the last few weeks.
See you shortly.
Peace, guys.
Top man. Right.
Cheers.
All right.
Thank you. Right, next caller, 985. I believe that is Mr. Appiah. Sorry, obviously, thanks for waiting ever so patiently, Dan. 985.
How we doing, fellas?
Yes, Daniel.
How we doing?
How you doing? You all right, buddy?
Yeah, I'm all good, fellas. I'm all good.
What's on your mind, Dan? Obviously,
all
big
good.
fight from the weekend. Demetrius Andrade.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Andrade, how was his performance? Because I didn't actually get to see it. And how do you think, if him and Billy Joe Saunders match up, who wins and how?
Oh, well, I feel Andrade's performance was all right. I wouldn't say it was anything spectacular. I don't think if I'm speaking from Billy Joe's perspective, I wouldn't exactly say he'll be worried about anything which Andrade put to the table. But if you ask me, I'm Team Andrade. So I think Andrade has got Billy Joe's card mark. But I don't know about you, Mr. Ofori. What do you
say
think?
Billy. I just think he's slicker. He's just more. It's like he's calm.
Yeah.
No, calm boxers always. They just always have something for you.
Yeah. So
I just think he'll have something for him because he came at Keeler really fast and sharp, and I think that's what stunned Keeler in the first round.
Yeah.
And Daniel, how about yourself? Who do you see coming through that fight if they were to say be next to fight? Because there is a lot of talk, a lot of speculation about this fight happening. Obviously, Andrade's called out Saunders. He's had quite a few tough fights. Against some good opposition. So who do you feel will win that fight?
I think Saunders goes in there, and I think he beats him up. I think he'll smash him about the place for 12 rounds. I think that type of opponent will get Saunders up for it. Like Saunders always says that he needs the right opponent to get up for it. And Andrade, I think that'll be perfect for him. I think I can see Saunders winning that. quite comfortably, to be honest with you. Not knocking him out, but over 12 rounds, I see him dominating him.
Yeah, and we've got Jeff Ofori in the studio, Daniel. Any questions you'd like to ask Jeff about his what he's spoken about? I know you've been you phoned in for quite a while now. Any questions about his upcoming fights, ambitions for the year?
Just you know what? Yeah, like basically, I love the journey. The transition, and that. I respect that.
Thank you.
Working full time, fighting part time, and then going full time into it. Like I respect that. So. Good luck, brother, and wish you all the best for the future. That's all I can say, really.
Cheers, thank you, man.
Keep up the good work.
Bless.
Good man. Right, Daniel, thanks again for calling in. We've got another caller now, so as I said, thanks for all your support, and also shout out to the YouTube channel. How's that all going? How's the motivational posts and stuff you've been doing?
Yeah, it's going good. You know how YouTube is, 50-50. Some people like it, some people don't. But I'm just still going to keep pushing.
Good man.
So it's all good.
One thing I can say is 100%.
I'm here to stay.
You're here to stay, 100%. I can tell you, everyone in the studio loves what you do and will continue to support you. But thanks for calling in, Daniel.
Thanks, Daniel. Cheers.
Cheers.
Nice one, Jake.
Right, going out to another new caller, I believe. Going to open the lines. Question or statement? How you doing? Hello? Hello? No, right.
Scared caller there.
Scared caller.
So don't be shy, we don't bite.
Right, guys, I believe that is the last of the callers. So, if there are any new callers that call in, we will open out the lines. But back to February 21st, Jeff. Obviously, we don't like to put fighters on the spot. Well, we do. We kind of do. But what can we expect at York Hall?
I'm just gonna do everything I can, everything in my ability. All my skills, everything's gonna go into the fight. You know, I'm just gonna throw everything at them, and I'm willing to just go through the trenches. You know, and just really push, just to show I want this. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a good fight to watch. You're gonna see somebody who's giving their all. I'm not gonna go in there I don't care about experience. Experience is good, but at the end of the day, we're gonna see who's got it. And I've trained. I feel good. No excuses. I'm ready to go.
Do you feel like those years of grit and determination, that consistency that you've showed, especially now that you are taking the boxing game a lot more seriously in terms of, you know, you're doing it full time?
Yeah, I've always been taking it seriously. So just the rest is helping my body more, so I can do a lot more. You know, not thinking about injuries or anything. I'm just more relaxed, getting massages. I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just can't wait. I'm excited. I'm just trying to keep calm and wait till the 21st to let it all out.
Good man. Yeah. Right, we've got one caller, 511, going out to the lines, 511. Hello.
Yes, guys. Just want to say Skojo here.
Yes, Kojo.
Guys, you guys are doing a great job. Keep up the work, man. I think I'm going to be out of a job soon the way you guys are. But listen, just wanted to say good thanks, Jeff, for coming in. Sorry I couldn't make it, but really been listening in. Great story. Really interested actually to hear that you're reading up on books on the old timers, guys like the Hawk, Roberto Duran. So a quick book I'm going to recommend, and I'll send you a message. The Four Kings by George Kimball.
I've read that, bro.
Big book, right?
Yeah, big book. I've got my mate Adam, who does my gum shield. He sends me, like, I'm so angry. I can't remember that guy's name, Lenny from, I can't remember his surname, but I'll get it for you and I'll send it to you and let you know who I was talking about.
Yeah.
But I've read that book, Four Kings.
Yeah.
And those are the type of fights I enjoy. So obviously I'm gonna win, but I like to put on the entertaining night, and it's gonna take a lot. So those are the years that are rolling back, you know, and everyone can see, like, those are the type of fights I watch. Those are the books I read, and that's the mentality I'm going in there with.
Yeah, and honestly, like, we do this show, and there's a lot of guys that are always fully listening to kind of like the old school or checking up on them, like doing their research. So yeah, it's really good to hear that. One thing I was going to ask though, or actually another thing I was going to say is, listen, you got to take full credit. That 2 fights in the space of 8 days. that's fantastic because at the end of the day, you were the underdog going into both, especially the Liverpool fight, going up there, hostile crowd. So well done. I watched both fights. And yeah, really pleased with your style. But what I did want to ask you, really, which is my question, is what's your thoughts on these YouTube guys that are fighting? Obviously, saw last week that one was really a big farce. I think everyone's got to be honest with that. We can see there's money, we can see there's eyes on it, but you going into that golden contract format. I mean, how do you feel about these YouTubers getting opportunities that fighters like yourself really should have?
Yeah, I know, but at the end of the day, they put people want to watch them. So obviously the last fight wasn't so great, but I think the KSI one and the first Logan Paul, that was a good fight. Obviously they don't train and do what we do, but at the end of the day, they're bringing eyes to watch. So I can't say nothing, but if they're bringing people to sit down and pay to watch them fight, they're doing their thing. I know a lot of people are going to be at me for saying it, but the last fight was terrible,
truth, brother.
It was terrible the last fight, but
What did you think of the fight, Kojo? Addison Gibbon and Logan Paul?
I'll be honest, I probably got a touch because literally I watched the whole night and missed that fight. That's the only fight I fell asleep for. So yeah, I was actually quite pleased. Just on that Andrade, and I'll be honest, Andrade didn't impress me. That on that Miami card, I think. I have to be honest, I can see the slickness, I can see the patience, like I can see he's good, but I'm not gonna lie. I think Canelo, Charlo, Billy Joe Saunders, I think they all got the beating of him.
Do you think Andrade is? Yeah, go on, carry on. No, you carry on. Go on.
No, I was just gonna say, I think there's Iki. I think he's beatable. He is slick, but I just think he's not active enough and he misses. I think his shot accuracy is quite poor. So against a guy with slightly better defense and more aggression, I don't know. But especially Billy Joe Saunders, I think that's probably the best matchup because they're like for like. Terry Foma, I mean, what can we say? Like, good fighter, but I think Jojo came with a game plan and executed it well. I think Foma's going to need to get that belt back in a rematch, otherwise it's able by to the Tank Davis fight.
Exactly.
Don't know what you guys think. My last question to you guys, though, before I head out, is thoughts on the Brook versus Deluca card. Any standout fights or fighters that you're looking forward to watching?
That's something we haven't covered obviously this week, but I think the Kid Galahad fight, IBF title eliminator, obviously it'd be interesting to see if he comes through that. Obviously there's an opportunity there for him, obviously to fight Warrington, or I mean if Valdez comes over to the UK. So it should be an interesting night. I mean, what do you guys think that card down in Sheffield? Dave Allen, Kell Brook.
Who's Kell Brook fighting?
Guys, I'm going to jump out. So, but I'll let you guys talk about it. But I'm going to jump out.
All
Jeff, thanks again for coming on the show. And great job, guys. And appreciate all the support.
All right, God bless. See you in a bit. Bye. Bye.
I haven't even heard about that.
Really? No, do you know what? I'm interested to see the comeback, Brook's real comeback. To be fair,
who's he fighting?
To see, it's just Deluca guy.
Deluca, I think he's Australian or
he's
the guy with the tattoos.
Yeah. I'm not. To be honest, I'm interested in seeing more how Brook. But everyone says he looks sharp on pads, but it's one thing to look sharp on the bag and the pads.
What weight is he fighting at? Welterweight.
Yeah. No, 154.
154.
So light middle. Yeah.
He's gone to light middle.
He needs to, man. He needs to.
Yeah,
he needs to because he can't keep going on about I'm more powerful at 154. But then keep taking these 147s. Like, you've been burnt at 147. Look, you're not the man in the division anymore.
Yeah, I want to watch that fight.
Let's move on.
This weekend?
Yeah. I want to see him at 154. To be honest, David Allen, I've got a love-hate, hit and miss with him because I just don't really... I love the fact that he's able to put bums on seats, but at the same time, I don't really like how he doesn't always respect the craft and has been quite fortunate to be in his position. This is me not taking anything away from him because he's still a fighter and stepped to the ring with people like King Kong Ortiz.
Yeah, he's taking a lot of tough fights.
And Dillian Whyte, all short notice. So I just wish he kind of hones in and really takes his fighting career really seriously. And I really hope he knuckles down to kind of grow himself because, his last fight, I believe, was quite critical. How he got taken, and he stretchered away, I believe. So it's just be interesting to see how he's coming and how he's going to form himself, because we look at other fighters who are dying to be in his shoes or his opportunity, and sometimes it doesn't always look, forgive me if I'm wrong, But from a spectator and a fan point of view, it doesn't always look like he's appreciative of always being in these positions at times. This is not me being overly critical. This is just me just saying how I feel, because even Eddie's come on screen sometimes after his fight in Sheffield against I forgot his name. He wanted the fought for the Commonwealth under it was on Brook's card actually. Lenroy Thomas, that's it. Thomas just didn't do anything spectacular. He was there for the beating, but just
and there was actually a head clash in that fight. Wasn't
No,
there?
exactly. Yeah. The second one. But no, generally it's not about Dave Ellen today. Everyone, it's about Jeff Ofori who's coming in.
That's it, man.
The Ghanaian king. How important is your heritage, by the way? Wanted to talk to you about that.
I did a lot of research into it. I'm learning about the Ashanti, where my mum's from. Everything I've learned a lot. I've been back there about 3 times now, so it's all a part of my whole image. I know who I am, so when I get in that ring,
Your identity, you're fighting for your ancestors.
You know what time it is.
No, I hear that. But Watsi's exactly the same with that. Fighting. So is AJ with the Nigeria. Shout out to all my Nigerians out there.
So, Jeff,
you have to get that in there, innit?
would the dream be for you to fight down in Ghana, Accra?
Oh, Accra.
Accra, sorry.
Oh, that would be beautiful, man. But right now, my mind. You know where my mind is right now.
On the job, 21st,
21st
of February.
Man.
Wilder Fury is also the night after.
That was to me that last year was the best heavyweight fight I've seen. That was that was a fight.
Who are you swinging towards?
That's why I'm so, I don't know if Fury's trying to confuse me with their camp when they're saying they're training. I think they're trying to trick me.
Right.
Because if they're doing that, I don't think it's gonna go well. But if he does what he's good at, I think he wins easy. But the problem is, Wilder can knock you out, and you know what I'm trying to say. So
Boom.
That's why it's such a great fight. It's such a great fight, man. Like, it's just beautiful. I do my thing 21st, then I watch that 22nd.
And all the snacks.
Yeah,
in the world,
man.
sit down,
you know?
relax.
I hear that.
But anyway, Jeff, it's been an absolute pleasure
Always,
having you
man.
on the studio, and we will definitely have you back
I'm
again.
happy to finally get here, man. Thank
Listen, you heard it here first. Jeff Ofori is going to win the Golden Contract. He's going to knock OD out in the finals. Shout out to Jeff Ofori.
Thank you, bro.
Do you want to give out your socials so people know who you are?
My Instagram is King Team Free.
King
Team Free. That's
okay.
it.
Make sure you go follow him on all social
Make
media.
sure you do that. But no, listen, guys, we've had a really good show today. Spoken about all the key topics. Appreciate everyone that.
We've had to improvise a little bit, but it's
of course, it's
teamwork.
boxing,
what it is, man.
Boxing's all improvisation.
All improvisation, that's all.
We practice what we do outside of the ring onto the mics, you know.
Delicate on the mics, and we got a delicate guest in the
It
building.
flowed nicely, man. I was a bit nervous, but it was cool.
That's good, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Don't worry, keep it coming. Raps on TV's got a lot. We're pushing hard this year. We've got a number of big exclusive guests in a waiting of announcement, but we'll definitely keep you posted. Like, subscribe, follow, share. We're here to stay. It's Raps on TV.
And we're out.
And we're out.
One.